Alright, so we're on about a 10-hour car ride right now, and we thought it'd be a good time to bring you a video on 15 tips for car rides. So this could be passing time, which this video is passing time for us. Ironically, that's one of our tips for ourselves. But it could be passing time, general tips. There might be a money tip in there, I don't know. But yeah, let's get started with the 15 tips.
So we like to use apps like Waze. If you haven't heard of it, it's basically an app where you put in your route or your destination and it routes you there the fastest way, kind of like Google Maps or Apple Maps. But it also puts in where there's traffic, why there's traffic, because it's user-based. So people will update it as to why there's traffic and tell you how long that they've been in it. So we like to use it to know, first of all, if we're going to be getting into traffic, how long we're going to be in traffic, and sometimes we can even navigate around the traffic, so it's really nice.
Yeah, I love that app because I hate traffic like no other. Like, I would almost not do a road trip just because I hate traffic that much. Not really, but as you can see, we're in traffic right now. Unfortunately, it's rush hour traffic, so we couldn't get around it, but normally Waze would help us get around it, so it's a great app.
But at least we knew it was coming.
Yeah, great app. Check it out. I hate traffic. Alright, and actually about 5 minutes after we filmed that last part about Waze, it's taken us on a route to bypass traffic, so love it.
So one of the things that I really like to do on road trips is read a book when Josh is driving, but he does not like to read a book whenever I'm driving because reading in the car gives him like motion sickness and hurts his eyes and everything, so if that doesn't bother you, then this is a good tip. If not, you could use an audiobook app. We do that sometimes too.
Alright, for the next one, it's wear comfy clothes and take your shoes off if you want. Especially when I'm driving, I like to drive without my shoes off. I don't think that's illegal. If it is, yikes. But I'm wearing khakis because I wore that to work, but I did change my shirt, so I'm just wearing a comfortable shirt. It really helps if you're sitting in the car for about 8 hours.
So one of the tips is to switch off drivers and to take naps when you switch. So I'm going to take care of the nap portion of that now. So when you're in the car for, 10 hours plus like we are, it's good to stay hydrated. That way you keep your mind sharp and hopefully you don't pee on yourself. But bathroom breaks are good too because then you get to get out and stretch. So it's kind of a win-win.
And for us, since we're going to a week-long trip to the beach, we conveniently have a cooler in the back, which we can stuff with all the drinks we need. But if you're going on a shorter car trip, let's say like 3 or 4 hours, maybe even like 8 hours, it's a good idea to have like a tiny cooler just with a few bottles so you're not stopping every couple hours to buy new drinks. It saves you money along the way.
There's our cooler. Dakota's laying on it.
Music, making your own playlist, all that good stuff, never fails.
So one of the things that we like to do is to look at the time that we have in the car and divide it between the two of us, making each of our sections a few hours long. That way it makes the time that each of us have to drive less, and it gives the trip a few breaks in between so that we can stop, so that's always nice. Speaking of, we're about to pull off now.
a day where the sun is not working with us. I apologize for the weird shapes all over the scene, but I'm going to group these 3 tips into one because they kind of go together. A, bring games with you. Like I have a Nintendo Switch. That's an excellent console for bringing with you on the go. If you don't have one of those, you can play phone games. You can play family games or like interaction games where like the license plate game, if y'all heard of that, you can do that. Just games in general. What was the other one? Movies. Download movies on Netflix. You can actually, if you have a Netflix account, you can actually download movies and play offline, so that's a good thing to keep you entertained. Or if you have like a DVD player, watch movies on that. And then the 3rd tip, look at that camper. Oh, it's in the back of a truck. That's cool. And then the 3rd tip is bring headphones, because maybe a lot of people in the car won't want to hear your movie, so make sure you bring some headphones for music, movies, games, anything you want, just to keep yourself private so you don't annoy the other passengers. So I was going to film B-roll for the headphones, but she's actually calling her Mimi, which is actually another one of the tips, so I can jump that in right there right now. Another one of the tips is call family or relatives or friends, just anyone to make the time pass by faster. Ugh, I'm getting all tongue twisted. Essentially, call people, talk to people, be social, stuff like that, with headphones. Alright, so as the sun starts to set and it gets darker, we like to change things up a little and put on a podcast or an audiobook. So those are great ways to pass the time, and you can use programs like Audible to get books. I think your first one is free when you sign up. Or you can use Apple Podcasts if you have an iPhone, or whatever Android. I'm sure they have a podcast app too. Spotify, yeah, good point. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of free resources for podcasts, and they're pretty up and coming for popularity. A lot of people are getting into them, so they're a good way to pass the time, and especially as the sun goes down and you can't really see anything. Yeah, she's listening to one right now.
This is a great one. This is Eamon and Beck. They're YouTubers, and their podcast is called Reroute with Eamon and Beck. It's really good. You should check it out.
Yeah, so whatever you're interested in, there's always a podcast for you. Some of my personal favorites are Reroute, like she mentioned, Ear Biscuits by Rhett and Link, and How I Built This. So all good options. Check them out if you're bored. Alright, so we're about to stop for gas. It's a good time to stock up on some snacks and switch drivers for a bit. So the final tip is go to coffee shops. They're a good place to kind of stretch out your legs and kind of sit at a place for an extended period of time. Just take a break from the road trip. So yeah, I think that's our last tip. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope some of the tips were helpful to you, and I hope you're able to use them on your next road trip. So if you like this video, please subscribe. Also, a little announcement, we are going to be shifting to a 1 video a week schedule, just so we can focus on making more quality videos as opposed to just pump them out really fast. So yeah, once a week. We'll probably do either Sunday or Thursday. I haven't really decided, but yeah, we're at the coffee shop now, so I guess we'll sign off here.
Hi guys.